Hi, Syke from Groovy Entertainment. Today's video is talking about my Deep collection that was a company that came out in the 70s, the late 70s, and all through the 80s. And I don't know, I think it made for the 90s also. But I only got four shows, and they all got something in common. They all would, they all were made from a French company. The Deep was French, and they had some Japanese artists to draw some of the pictures, but it was mostly a French company. These shows ran from the early 80s to the mid 80s. Our first one is Inspector Gadget. Now, this show ran for two seasons, 89 episodes, or 86 episodes. So this show ran from 1983 to 1986, or 85, 86. And it was a good TV show. Let's see if we can show. Here, this is a better picture. This is the first. Okay, this is the last of season one. But it's been a pretty good show. It was more of a comedy action show, and about a bionic cop that his bionics didn't really work too good on him. You can call this kind of a parody of the Bionic Woman and Six Man Diary Man. Or if you want to go even farther than that, this is probably let's see, the Blue Falcon and Dynamite Dog, or what that thing was, or the Wonder Dog, came out in the '76. So you could say D copied that '70s show, and that was a good show too. Blue Falcon. He was mostly he had his own cartoon, but he was mostly a spinoff of the Scooby Doo show. Cause that was Scooby Doo's famous superhero that he used to like to read in the comics. So this is Inspector Gadget. He had Doctor Claw, a guy that we never saw the face of for the whole show. But he had a deep voice. And then after that show came out, Heathcliff came out in '84, and this show ran for two seasons, from 1984 to 1986. And there was a 1987 movie that was at the theaters that did pretty good. People love Heathcliff. That movie didn't fail, even though it was a combination of the TV show. They made it to a movie, and this even had a parody of Inspector Gadget in one of the episodes. And it was a good show too. I watched all these shows when I was little. They came on. I think they came on Monday through Friday. Cause these were not Saturday morning cartoons. These shows wasn't. And I remember watching them after school. So, and I think they came on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I think they were morning cartoons in the beginning, Saturday morning, and then they became Monday through Friday shows. And this was just Heathcliff and his friend the Alley Cats. They had two cartoons. The Heathcliff cartoon in the first cartoon, and the second cartoon were the Alley Cats. And then they had Heathcliff for a third cartoon. And this show, you can say all these shows premiered in France first, and then we got them in English after. So this premiered in 80 couple. I think it said June of 1984 in France, and then we got it July of '84 in the United States. Now, now, My Little Pony came out during the same time too, and they all got that same background music, like Sunbow do. The Sunbow, if you watch the GI Joes and the Transformers and another cartoon they did, you can close your eyes and think you're watching the same picture with different voices. I think Sunbow I think they did the Mr. T cartoon. Cause that had a little bit of the GI Joe background music in it too. 'Cause I know they did that cartoon where the guy turned into a car, the teenager kid. In our next cartoon, I don't got My Little Pony, but we got Dennis the Menace from 1986, and this ran for 2 seasons also, from 1986 to 1988. Now he could have had the no, he could have had 86 episodes also. This was the shortest show so far. Now I don't know how many episodes My Little Pony had, because I don't got the DVD, so I can't prove that to you guys. But it's got 78, and it was a pretty good cartoon of Dancing Menace. Because before this came out, we had the live action Dancing Menace. That was a black and white TV show that ran from 59 to 1963. Kind of ran along as Believe the Beaver did back when it came out. Now, these things are dusty. That's why you hear my throat starting to go on me, because I hadn't watched these things in years. And I got these, or these two got released on DVD about 2018. Yeah, I think it was 18. So I got these when they first got released. Could be 16, but when I got released and I saw them, I bought them when they were dirt cheap. Cause they was at the time I bought these things. Boy, they were like $10 or $12 at the time. So I got them both for under $20. Now, Inspector Gadget got released a long time ago. Let's see when this thing got released. 2013. But I had to wait a long time till I saw this thing for $15, and I grabbed it. So I had to wait years for this. I bought this when I bought these things. Let's see when this got released. No, okay, yeah, this got released 2016. So I was right. I think they both got released the same time. 2000. Yeah, okay, 2016. And then I think My Little Pony got released before these did, but I didn't buy the My Little Pony collection because at the time I didn't like My Little Pony. Even when I was little, it was on TV. Didn't really watch it. I liked Rainbow Bright and She-Ra better than My Little Pony. Even so, My Little Pony had more of a better drawing, but the other two shows had more action in their stuff. Until I got to rewatch the My Little Pony movie on YouTube last year, no, last month in December, and I said, "Boy, that's a pretty good movie." Even so, I seen it back when it came out in '86, but didn't remember much of it. I was too little and I didn't care about it. But when I saw it a second time, 30 years later, I thought that was a pretty good cartoon movie. It had a lot of action and drama. So if that had all that, I might have to give the TV show a rewatch. And if I do rewatch My Little Pony again, I might make a video of it. Of course, I couldn't show you anything because I won't have anything to show back except my picture on the wall on my face. Like I said, I thought this when this first came out after school. Cause this, cause Heathcliff came on first, then the Myth came on second. And I saw Inspector Gadget too, because Inspector Gadget came on at 2:30, then Heathcliff came on at 3, and then Dennis Smith came on at 4, or 3:30. So I got to see them back to back to back. That's how I saw G.I. Joe and Transformers also. They was on. They came on at 4 o'clock. The 4 o'clock hour. G.I. Joe and Transformers. Now I don't know if these shows were originally Saturday morning stuff, but the way they got a lot of episodes, I don't think so. Because you couldn't get 86 episodes showing these things every Saturday. It would just want to work out. That's why a lot of Saturday morning cartoons only made it for like 26 episodes, and that was it. That makes more sense. These ran along with He-Man and She-Ra and Voltron. Because even Rainbow Bright ran for 13 episodes, and they spread that across 2 seasons. Kind of funny. Because tonight, one season had 6 episodes, and the other season had 7. If you remember any of these shows, I know they don't play these shows anymore. You can't watch them anywhere. And I think you probably might be able to watch it on YouTube, maybe, or Tubi streaming app, maybe. But these cartoons, even though Deke owns it, I don't know who owns them now because Deke is no longer in service. Or is Deke still making cartoons? I have no clue. Because I hadn't really watched anything with Deke related since the 80s. Even Super Mario Brother Power Show ran from that was from Deke from '89 in the Zelda cartoon. But I did these three because these three all got the same background music, and they all got something in common. Because I think even Dennis the Menace had a little. They were doing a Heathcliff play, a school play, and Dennis the Menace dressed up like Heathcliff, and all the other kids dressed up like the Alley Cat. So that was kind of funny that they did what Heathcliff did to Inspector Gadget when the the tall uh, brown and white cat dressed up like Inspector Gadget, and the yellow cat was Dr. Claw. So kind of interesting how these three cartoons have something in common. And that's my dog barking. Please, I can't hold Inspector Gadget one too much because that's too heavy. So if you've seen any of these cartoons when they first came out, that'd be nice to know who got the CDs when they first came out in the early '80s, in the late '80s for this one. Now I did the Heathcliff the movie in one of my videos, but I didn't show these shows at all. And then I didn't. If you saw my last video when I was comparing Heathcliff to Garfield, and I don't know who had the better stuff, and it's us. Because Heathcliff was like I don't know, he was like a Bugs Bunny. All he caused in trouble. Or he could have been. No, he was like a Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. Because Daffy Duck was shellfish and causing trouble, and Bugs Bunny was just causing trouble. So, and if I do watch like I said, if I watch My Little Pony again or any other Deke cartoon that I can find, I'll make a video of it of all the content I do watch with Deke. Won't be able to show you any pictures because I won't have the physical copy of these things at all. But that's my little Deke collection. Like I said, I got the Super Mario Power Show, and I might make a video about that just by itself because it'd be a Nintendo related, and because that show have nothing in common with these three shows. They did that by themselves because they got permission from Nintendo to make an original show, and they came up with that idea. And it got no background music from these shows because that in 1989 also. So I don't know if they changed up the background music for that for the late '80s. But if you remember any other Deke cartoons that had the same background music as My Little Pony, Inspector Gadget, Heathcliff, and Dennis the Menace, let me know in the comments. And if you remember that cartoon where this boy turned into a red sports car to fight bad guys, because I remember from a long time ago because his parents got killed by some organization, and he was made into a car just to get revenge on his parents' death or whatever. His dad made him. His dad had some kind of factory or something that made him turn into this car every time he wanted to turn into a car. I have no clue what the name of it is, but I thought I'd remember the TV show. And this came out, I think it came out in what, 84, 85. And that was a good cartoon. If I could find that thing on DVD, I would buy that cartoon also. But I would have to figure out the name of it, and that's gonna be the tough part. But if you guys remember that cartoon and you remember watching it, leave it in the comments. It'd be nice to know if I'm not the only one who remembers this crazy cartoon. And if it's more action than these four cartoons that I said put together. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day. We'll have another video coming out real soon.